Good afternoon, everybody. Joey on the Cariboo Weather Dude YouTube channel here, and today we are investigating whether or not a tornado touched down in the South Cariboo on the 6th of August when those big mean storms passed through late afternoon, early evening, supper time-ish. So we're going to look at a little bit of radar scans, and I have told the person who reported to me to please contact Northern Tornadoes Project, which they have done. So good job on you, Jen. Thanks for doing that. But we're looking for more witnesses. So if you are in the South Cariboo and seen rotating clouds, if you have video of rotating clouds, please get in touch with me. Leave a comment either here or find me on Facebook when I post this, right? So let's get on with the show. There it is. This is bad news. My God.
Falling out right now.
Anything could happen.
Get on!
Wow. I'll watch the video later.
They try mopping this.
If you wouldn't mind, do me a favor too. Hit like, share, and subscribe. Tell a friend. Help me grow the channel here. It's my sole income right now and has been for this last year. Thank you very much for helping me get there. A lot of you have kept me going. And thank yourselves if you love this channel. You're the reason why I'm still here. Okay, friends, let's talk about the radar scans. On first pass here, we're going to look at the South Cariboo, sort of in a mid-range here. And you can see this first storm is coming to right, already showing some symptoms of rotation in it, some supercellular images on the radar. You can see how that storm is moving. One thing I noticed is a lot of the weather in much of the Cariboo was moving straight northeast during this time while the entire system pushed across. So it's like as the system was pushing across, things within the system were moving to the north. So this guy already is off on his own, kind of doing its own thing. So that's what makes him suspicious. As it comes over right, there's a spike there. There's a spike of rotation. That looks pretty good. Cross the 97 highway. So that storm has a history of rotation now. That's clear. Broad rotation, but it's there. Storm deepens. Around this time it became severe warned for sure. And we go up to 4:46 p.m. Watch it just kind of hang there on right. This guy in behind is pushing. You can see the motion of all these together is somewhat unusual. Now it's building into a larger, reforming itself in a way. And now watch what happens as it comes across through Hawkins Lake, the place is called. Ooh, here we go. We got some good velocity scans. You can see also on the Doppler, we have a large return in terms of what the radar beam gets and gets back from it. So we can see in there's a hail core producing hail. And we can see the couplet here where wind is going towards the radar in the green and wind is going away from the radar in the red. So we have symptoms of rotation going on there within the parent storm. Somewhere in this neck of the woods, something may have happened. The report is that it came across, it started on Hawkins Lake, and then managed to come on shore and do some damage to a building. So I'm still waiting to see photos of the building. I'm sure that's been sent to Northern Tornadoes Project and they're looking in on it. But again, if we can amplify their message a little bit here, get more information, and let's have a larger look at the line of storms that came through on Thursday, just to give us a bit of a hint on the behavior. So as you can see, this is what I'm talking about. Things are moving northward as the system moves east, but watch the motion of this guy down here. He's really kind of out in his own, doing his own thing. So you can see this is an isolated severe thunderstorm. This is an isolated storm that is supercellular, that is kind of doing its own thing out there at the same time as the rest of these. So you can see there's a general motion towards the north. Then we get this mesoscale convective system began to form in the north. Heavy rain came through. I was in Wells, caught those thunderstorms briefly and was surprised by the way they're going. And even within those thunderstorms I was watching, wind it was wild because as I'm watching, the entire system is moving north. Still, a bunch of the underlayers of cloud were moving towards the west. So there was strange motion even here in this clouds that I thought was spooky. When I was south of Quesnel, I came through Quesnel, I should say, and seen two wall clouds, one by the airport. Then I went up closer to Cinema and sat there with Ann Sabados. So that's the video there, two wall clouds. So we know that that tornado potential was already there at that time. Now I'll go have a look at Hendricks Lake, Eagle Lake, and try to see what we can see come out of this. We'll back up here and look at these radar scans. You can see there is rotation in there. Some weak spikes, interesting spikes, areas that are it's hard for me to know offhand which would be the location for a possible tornado. I would say it's somewhere down here, maybe even closer to Eagle Creek. So I can't verify that based on radar alone. But as you can see, that rotation pattern's there. That's an isolated cumulonimbus storm. That looks really good. That's really intense rotating couplet there. Something major is going on in here at that time. So we have a number of areas that are suspicious within this parent storm where we can definitely see that the rotating couplet is there. It's definitely there. And now we just need some video or photographic evidence to help further conclude that maybe a brief tornado touchdown. I would probably guess at the nature of the tornado being a hybrid tornado of some kind, and not necessarily a pure supercellular based tornado. But again, without seeing any images or any pictures of what was going on, it's really hard for me to guess that. So if anybody out there has any information on the August 6th supercell thunderstorm that went through Wright, came through the Forest Grove area as it reformed itself there, please be in touch right now. We'd like to know for sure. I mean, that is a good looking couplet there. These storms had the potential. Radar shows these storms had the potential. They were serious enough and strong enough. Now let's just find the smoke and gun evidence and try to conclude whether or not we had yet another tornado in the central interior this fall. I didn't mean to say fall, I meant to say August. What I noticed was that chasing storms in the Cariboo is very hard. Like, I've had to go through great lengths to get into viewing positions to see thunderstorms coming and going. I have to know where every single logging road is around here, every viewpoint, every possible angle I can find to watch a thunderstorm's behavior, because the hills and the trees make it very hard to find an open spot with which to really witness a thunderstorm's behavior. So that's why it's my opinion, having watched radar for a long time, watched skies, watched storms, seen many storms get rotating, seen wall clouds on many storms in the Cariboo, seen a couple funnel clouds even in the Cariboo, and one tornado. It's my opinion, plus some microbursts and damage in the forest where I came across timber cruising and whatnot, like, whoa, what happened here? And everything's flattened, like the wind just came straight down. It wasn't a tornado, but it was still a supercellular wind event. So, like, my opinion that I've been trying to spread to people is that tornadoes do happen in the Cariboo Prince George. That's the most likely place in British Columbia to have one. And that our main problem here is just the viewability, the visibility, how easy it is it to see them. So let's get some information on this one. That's why I'm always getting people to try to watch the sky, pay attention, know what's going on, and take seriously weather warnings, because thunderstorms do what thunderstorms do regardless of what province you're in. Do the mountains make tornadoes less likely? In some cases, they might make it more likely in some of these weak storms that are topographically interacting. So let's get some details on this one. Let's find out. Please be in touch. Thanks, everybody. Hit like, share, subscribe. We'll talk to you soon.